welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Haley. I am a college senior studying accounting and finance. I make a lot of vlogs and post a video every single Saturday, so subscribe. Today is Tuesday, September 12th. I normally have an 8:30 class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I got canceled today because we have an exam due in the class tonight. So I woke up a little early today still to just like study for that, but I still have to head to campus for a 10:15 class. So I'm leaving for that in a bit. But welcome to the next few days of my life. We're going for comfort today because I only have to go to campus for one class, and then probably gonna have to go back later because I have a meeting at 6. But I just have on like this gray sweatshirt from Target and then some like athletic shorts that I'm pretty sure are Oakley, and I think I got them for my mom, so not purchased by me. And then I just threw my hair in a claw clip because I'm just tired of having it like down, so we're putting it up for the day. Even though my curtain bangs have pretty much stopped curtain banging, they're just like random pieces of hair now. We're just gonna go with it because I don't feel like putting my hair like all up in a bun too much. We're using a claw clip. Happy Tuesday. I am probably just gonna head to school now and get to class early. Probably not gonna be locked into this class because I know I have my exam due tonight, so woohoo. But yeah, it's a finance exam that I keep calling a final because I just confuse the word finance with final, I guess. Or maybe I'm just already in December, I don't know. I don't know why I got to campus so early, but whatever. I'm here like 50 minutes before my class starts. So I'm just gonna walk over and study for my finance exam until class starts, I guess. But I have my business ethics class today. All right, class done for the day. Because I got there like 45 minutes early and then it's an hour and 15-minute class, I was literally sitting in the same chair for like 2 hours. And when I went to stand up at the end of class, literally my legs almost gave out. It was kind of crazy. I was supposed to, well, okay, the original plan with my exam that's due tonight was I was going to study for it yesterday and then wake up early today, take the exam before my 10:15 class, and then go to my 10:15 and then spend the rest of the day working on schoolwork, my other classes, up until this meeting that I was supposed to go to at 6 tonight. However, I did not get to studying for the exam that's due tonight until after my classes yesterday because I was just trying to get done a homework assignment that was due last night, and then I switched over into studying. So I'm still like studying for the exam right now, and it's not helping that I'm behind, like haven't finished textbook reading. There were discussion questions that were supposed to be filled out like throughout the unit and I didn't do it, so now I need to go back and like fill in everything before I take this exam. And luckily the exam is open book. I just get really nervous with like not knowing what I'm talking about, because if I don't know the answer to one question, it just throws off my confidence. So I would rather like overstudy than like go in like, yeah, I think I know everything, and then I don't, which is hard to do when you're also a procrastinator. So here I am, the exam's due tonight and I'm still studying for it. So I was thinking, since I didn't take the exam this morning because I was studying for it, now I would have to go home to take it. I tried to like book a study room in the library. There weren't any free, so I don't want to like take an exam like in public on campus, so I'd rather just go home and take it. But with that, I still had this meeting tonight at 6 that I would have had to like race home, finish studying for the exam, take the exam, and then leave to come back to campus later today. And I was like, that's just not happening. Like, I don't want to drive back and forth to campus twice in a day. So I got out of the meeting tonight so I can just go home and focus on this exam. And I also have another exam that's due Thursday night for my ethics class. So the professor talked about it in class today, and he was like, if you haven't looked at it yet, look at it right after class. And I was just like, when? I was like, give me a minute. So that's like my next thing to tackle. So I feel like it's just better off that I don't like take an extra pretty much 2 hours. Like, it's an hour-long meeting plus like driving back and forth because I don't live in the same town I go to school in. So I figured rather than take like 2 hours out of time that I could use for like schoolwork, I was like, let me just find someone else that can like cover me to go to this meeting. So I did that, and now I'm gonna head home. What I'm doing right now is typing up all of my handwritten notes that I took like when I was reading the textbook, and then I'm just gonna go through the rest of the pages that I didn't read and just like type out whatever. Ideally, I would have like done handwritten notes like throughout the unit for everything, which I pretty much almost did. Like, I just didn't finish the last chapter that's being covered on the test. But like, I'll take handwritten notes like throughout the unit, and then come exam time, like type up all my notes and then take the exam using like the typed study guide. This way I can just like filter through like a Google Doc rather than like having to flip through a bunch of pages of notes. But handwriting notes definitely just helps me to like understand like what's going on, figure out what's important, all that stuff. So that's my study means It is 4:15, I want to say. I am almost done making my study guide, and then I'm not sure if there's like anything else that I want to go over. I mentioned this before, but this class has discussion questions that I was supposed to keep up with. So I'm not sure if at this point is it worth it to like go through the discussion questions now that I've gone over like all the textbook material, or just start the exam. I think at this point, like I'm studying this much, I might as well just like make sure I know everything. So I'm probably just gonna end up like going through the discussion questions, but I need to at least make sure I start this exam by like, I want to say 8 because it's due at 11:59, but it's like a 2-hour time limit. And my professor said she like logs in at 8:30 like on exam days and sees like who still hasn't done it as of like 2.5 hours before the deadline. So I don't want to be on that list that I haven't started it, but also still want to like keep studying. And then I haven't even looked at anything I have to do for my other classes too. That's the other thing. Like I'm just focusing on this finance exam today. Who knows what's in store for me with my other classes, because I don't. I think what I'm about to do right now is just make another coffee because I didn't really have much this morning. I made like a regular cup of coffee and drank like half of it, and then it got cold, which is why I don't really drink hot coffee that often because it just doesn't hit as much as an iced coffee. So I think I'm gonna make an iced coffee right now. I swear, next unit, like I need to just like be on top of it. Of course, the next unit starts Thursday, so I'll probably already be behind, but I just need to be better with like keeping up with like the readings and stuff when I'm supposed to do it, because I feel like my entire semester so far has just been me trying to catch up on readings because I have adequate time to do it, but I have no urgency to do it until it's needed. And when is it needed? Exam day. The coffee is acquired and it hits so good right now. I needed this. I just used the Stoke cold brew, not too sweet one, and then I just added regular milk to it to like lighten it up, but it's like already sweet in cold brew. So good, much needed. I better not chug this. I'll be shaking the rest of the day. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. It's hump day for sure. Took my finance exam last night. I probably started it around like 6:45, I want to say. And I had it in my head all day like, oh, it's due at 11:59. And then when I went to log on to take the exam, it was due at 11. So I was like, oof, thank goodness I started it now. So it wasn't that bad. We had 2 hours to take it, but I think I was done in like an hour. And then just did some work for my audit class because I need to catch up on the chapter that we had covered Monday because we have homework due on that chapter tonight. And then I went to bed. And I got up early today because I went to Starbucks with my mom. We do like a little coffee chat, catch up moment. So for the occasion, I got a cold brew and then I just added pumpkin cream cold foam. I know they have like the pumpkin cream cold brew like on the Starbucks menu. I didn't do that. I just got like a regular cold brew and just added the pumpkin cold foam because the like pumpkin cream cold brew that they sell, I just felt like it was like a lot of sweeteners and stuff that I just wasn't feeling this morning. So I went for, you know, a nice bitter cold brew. And then my mom had to go to work. So I came back home and I'm probably not gonna leave for my 10:15 for like half an hour or so. I don't want a sandwich, but like I have time to pack lunch that I might just make a sandwich, and maybe by the time lunch rolls around, I'll be hungry enough that I'll just eat the sandwich. Yeah, I'm gonna pack lunch. I have some club things that I need to take care of today because I run a club on campus, and our first meeting is a week from today, so there's some things that I need to get done for that. I'm trying to get better with this year with like delegating things and not just like taking on everything myself, but that also is coming with learning to like make sure that everything is communicated properly and people know that's what's going on. So like trying to find the balance between like being like super on top of everybody, but also like trusting that it's good, like it's gonna get done, because I want to make sure that like everything is covered and people know like what's going on when, because I'm graduating in the spring. I just have on like an oversized t-shirt today and some biker shorts. Very simple, very casual. It says come as you are. We love a Nirvana reference. Yeah, I'm gonna sip my coffee, make some lunch, maybe read my audit textbook a bit if I have time. I think my professor said for my finance exam that it should be graded today. I'm not gonna drive myself crazy with checking today. I'll probably check tomorrow unless someone texts me and is like, oh, the grades are posted, because I could see myself driving myself nuts. But it was just nerve-wracking because I definitely overstudied for this exam too. Like I did not need to study as much as I did, especially since it was open book, but I just felt like I wanted to make sure I was like prepared and like know the material and everything, especially with the first round of exams. I never really know like what the professor's style is. Like, are they going to reference the book a lot? Are they going to reference class a lot? How like in-depth the questions are? And it ended up being a pretty easy exam. So thank goodness for that. I'm still sipping my coffee. I think I'm just gonna go to class early because I'm here literally like 40 minutes before my class starts. But you know what? Better early than late because there was traffic and it was horrible, but I'm going to class. Hello and apologies for the crappy lighting. It is after midnight. Went to my classes, did the whole thing. Mondays and Wednesdays are my longer day on campus. I had like one class from 10:15 to 11:30, then a break, and then another class from 3 to 4:15, and then I came home and I had homework due for my audit class tonight that I worked on. Then I was like, okay, I need to write these essays that are due tomorrow. Decided to take a 2-hour nap instead, so I literally slept on my floor from 8:30 to 10:30, woke up and was like, great. Then I got an email from my finance professor about grades being posted for the exam that was due yesterday that I took. And the way I got 100 is just enabling me so much because I did not study for that exam until the day of and pulled 100. Granted, it was also open book. It wasn't like I was like memorizing things. Like I was able to like have access to my stuff during the test, but I still needed to like know what was going on. Also, I'm eating goldfish, by the way, but that's like really enabling my procrastination because the fact that I pulled 100. So that motivated me to just start writing the essays. So I wrote 2 and then I got hungry. So I figured let me come eat some goldfish and then I'm gonna write the 3rd one, go to bed. And then tomorrow after my 2 classes, I'm gonna come home and just print all the essays out and just edit them throughout the afternoon and submit them before 5. The key thing with this is remembering that they're due at 5 and not 11:59. So I'd say I'm in a pretty good place. And I'm in the pantry because the only 2 people that are up right now in my house are me and my sister, and that's because we're both in college. Happy Thursday. You never realize how important your AirPods are during your on-campus walks until they stop working. They ended up working, like it's fine, but that was a very stressful 5 minutes. I was like walking and I kept like taking my AirPods like in and out of my ears and I was like, why aren't they working? They're also on 6% or the case is, but that was stressful. I've also had these for 4 years, so they're probably not the best, but like just because it's an Apple product and you know, I may need to upgrade, but I refuse to as long as they play music. Anyways, I'm done with class for the week. I just did my 2 classes that I have today. Finished writing out my essays and I'm gonna go home now and just like print them out and revise them. I also did my works cited page wrong because I'm citing like papers from like a collection of papers. So I have to like cite the paper itself and then also like where I got the paper from. So like I need to fix my works cited page and then I'll edit my essays and submit them before 5 today. And then I also just realized that I have an English assignment. It's like a draft of a project, but I have that due tomorrow night and it's like creating, because it's like a business writing class, so it's like creating a resume and like a job application letter, which I definitely have several copies of like my resume and a cover letter that I'm just going to use as a basis, so hopefully that doesn't take long. But I realized that that's due tomorrow night, so that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna head home because I am starving and I did not bring any food or snacks, and since it's my early day, I'm just gonna go home.